Here is part of the exhibit from the museum, and this is basically talking about the changing technology and newspapers' role as they are struggling to survive, and basically the hardships the newspapers are facing right now, and more so than that, what's going to happen. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting, although even though circulation is declining, there's a poll and people who came to the museum put pennies in, and the question is, do you read a daily newspaper? Surprisingly enough, the people who actually say they read the newspaper in print is much greater. Now, we need to consider the fact that the people here at the museum are probably a little more likely to read the newspaper, but it's still interesting to see. So here are some more things from the exhibit, and also another interesting fact is that the community newspaper is actually doing better because there's a captive audience, a more local audience, and apparently they have this ability to provide hyper-local news, content, and advertising. And even though the regular newspapers are declining, these community newspapers are still doing very well.
I think it's kind of up in the air at this point. It seems like a lot of smaller newspapers are going out of business because so many people are getting their news from online. But I think some of the bigger newspapers, I think there's always going to be people that want to be reading papers in hard print or hard copy. And so I think some of the bigger papers will be able to survive, but I don't know about smaller papers.
So do you go online for your news, or do you buy a newspaper, or what do you do?
Sometimes I read it online, sometimes I read it in hard copy. It depends on what I'm doing that day, if I have time. Sometimes if I'm just sitting somewhere, I'll read it on my phone, things like that.
Do you have any predictions for the future of newspapers?
I really have no idea.
Oh, I'm not sure. Like, I was a print journalism major in college, and I really thought that I would be working for a newspaper at this point, but there's so many that are not around anymore. Like, several of the hometown newspapers where I grew up are no longer in existence.
So what do you think that they're going to do now to try to survive?
Just be online, I guess, like definitely online editions of every newspaper, and only sell subscriptions to those people that they know are going to purchase them, so print a lot less copies.
Okay. So do you get your news online, or do you subscribe to a newspaper, or what do you do?
Both. Like, I have a paper that I subscribe to. I get USA Today and our hometown paper, News and Record. And then, but yeah, I always check online for like Washington Post online.
Okay. Do you read a newspaper every day?
Yes, when I'm at home.
Okay. Do you actually read it in print, or do you read it online?
On a print.
Okay. So what do you think is going to happen with the future of newspapers?
It's mostly going to come on the touchpads and on the internet, so we have to do away with papers in some time. We will probably in some time.
Okay.
Actually, I think that eventually they're going to be gone because we have so much with like internet and TV now. I think that newspapers in themselves will be gone soon.
So what do you think the alternatives will be? Do you think it'll be online or on your phone, or what do you think it will be?
I think a lot of it will be online. I mean, even the newspapers today have online websites, so I think most of it will be online.
Do you read the newspaper every day, or do you get your news online, or how do you get your news?
I get my news online. I've read the newspaper occasionally, but I don't receive it.
Okay, and then why do you think the newspapers are in such trouble?
I think that the newspapers are in trouble because there's just so much faster ways to get it now, and you know, you pay for your internet, but you don't have to really technically pay for most of the news websites, so I think it's just a cheaper, faster way now.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm Kate.
Okay.
I think, well, I mean, like, I subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, so I love having the print copy, but I definitely think everything's going to transition to the internet and online websites. Blogs, I think, are getting really big, but I still think that the actual reporters who have the career in it have the biggest following,
So you said you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Where do you get your news from? Do you get it online or on your phone, or you just read the newspaper?
My favorite way to get news is just watching TV. I like how they present it the best. But I do like reading articles. So I'll read like the couple headline stories in the newspaper, but usually if I'm looking for more in-depth, I just search on the web.
Okay, thanks. So Jamie, you're obviously very fond of Twitter. Would you say that you get the majority of your news from Twitter?
Yes, I actually do. I mean, it's sort of important news, like it's news with celebrities and like what's happening with like Apple and stuff like that, because yesterday Perez Hilton, he posted Kristen Stewart's new hairstyle, so I could see that. And then Harry Potter posted that I can see the new movie trailer and when the new release date is. So that's very important for information for people who are like into that sort of stuff. And then I can do like which songs are hitting like in the Billboard charts and stuff like that. And it's like very, very important information because I mean, with Twitter you can find out so much more because it's like updated. Like it only takes like 5 seconds to upload, and then you can like go on your profile and like see who's following you, and then you can give them news as well.
Okay, so can you sort of demonstrate how Twitter works?
Okay, well with Twitter you can go to your homepage and see who has updated recent stuff. Like Noelle just updated that she has like a press conference and stuff like that, and this guy updated like jokes and stuff like that. But if you want to post something, you hit this button and then you can just like post different stuff, or you can like post like photos and stuff like that, so which is cool.